This cast member is asking me, he came to the room, he was very creepy, he was crude, if I got some Haitian in me. So last year, I stayed at Port Orleans Riverside Resort, which is a Disney resort property known as Disney's Port Orleans Riverside, and then they also have Port Orleans French Quarter. It's technically two resorts, but it's all like part of the same system. It used to be one of my favorite places, but I had a really unsettling experience there at that resort. I've talked about it in some of my other videos, where I got very badly harassed by the Disney room inspector. I was unaware that at Walt Disney World, they are performing every other day or every day mandatory room inspections of your room due to security at the hotel, but that's why they're doing it, and that's not necessarily the issue that I have. The fact that they're doing a room inspection, my room inspection was very, very unsettling at this resort. I got harassed by a Disney cast member during room inspection. I talked about it in one of my previous videos. He came to the room, he was very creepy, he was crude even, you would call it. When I tried to ask him why he was there, because I was not informed with the Disney room inspection policy, I said to him, he started saying to me like, oh, maybe you don't get me because of my accent, and I'm like, I'm from Miami-Dade, I get along with anyone. And then he kind of makes this comment, he's like, oh, so you got some Haitian in you? And it's like, you're saying to yourself, I'm paying hundreds of dollars a night to be at this resort, and this guy, this cast member, is asking me if I got some Haitian in me. It's like, the trolls love to comment on these types of videos where I criticize Disney, but I don't think any of you can come back in comments and be like, it's perfectly normal for your Disney cast member room inspector to ask you upon inspection if you have Haitian in you. I don't see how any part of the Disney room inspection it's pertinent to know whether I have Haitian in me. Okay, so that's what he said to me, this cast member. He's like, you got some Haitian in you. He was horrible. He was incredibly creepy. There's a whole video on this of how I made a complaint on this guy, but he ends up like harassing me and my family the entire trip. He was like outside our room multiple times, inspecting other rooms where he was just like waving at us and like taunting us and stuff like that. So when he came back for another day for a room inspection, it's just very, very unsettling. Again, I don't think anyone can justify the actions of when you say a Disney room inspection. He came in the room, he had the door closed. I had other people with me, which was good, but you know, this man is in the room with the door closed facing me, and he's not leaving. He's not even like pretending to, in quote, inspect the room and check the light bulb or whatever. He's standing in front of the doorway with his back towards the door closed, and I'm just like sitting there on a chair, and he's interrogating me full on like military style. He's like, do you have anything you want to like talk to me about? Is there anything you want to like discuss with me? And I'm like, no. And like this went on for like a couple of minutes until finally this guy left. It's just not acceptable. Why am I paying hundreds of dollars at a resort for some creep to ask me, number one, if I have Haitian in me, and two, to be in my room with the door closed with his back towards the door and asking me all kinds of weird questions like, do you have anything you want to talk to me about? Do you have anything you want to like discuss with me? It's like, you're a creep. And I saw another woman, she fell and slammed the door in his face because she thought he was creepy too. And it's like, if you guys are gonna come in the comments and be like, oh, I'm sure he was just a nice man and you're misinterpreting it, it's like no offense, but how many stories has Disney been in the news? How many times has like, what is it, like Sheriff Grady Judd held up their photos and been like, this Disney cast member, this person worked at Disney. So yeah, it's not like a magical stamp like you work at Disney, you're not a creeper, okay? So this guy was a full-on creeper, and this is someone who was assigned to do room inspections at this hotel, and it was super creepy. My point of bringing this up again, I talk about it much more in detail in my other videos and like exactly what happened regarding the management of the hotel and all that. And the reason I'm bringing it up is that when I recently went to Universal Studios about a month ago, I was a little disappointed in. So the reason I'm bringing this up again, and you could go back and watch my other videos where I talk about this a lot more in detail and how management reacted and everything, is that I recently stayed at Universal Studios. I stayed at the Cabana Bay Beach Resort there, and I was a bit disappointed in the aesthetic and the way they manage and maintain Universal Studios properties there. I thought that many of the resorts there, quite honestly, are very run down. Their maintenance is just not very much so the Disney bubble immersion that you feel at Disney. Even even at their pricier resorts, like when I toured Royal Pacific and the Lowe's Sapphire, really nothing to be like ooh-ah about. And you say to yourself, I'd rather stay at a Disney resort and maybe even commute to Universal, but the problem is the Disney room inspections were so damn creepy that I had such a horrible, horrendous, creepy experience that I don't really know how to move past that. If I get a good deal at a Disney resort and I make a reservation there, I can possibly relive this horrible, creepy Disney room inspection that I had, or another variation of it, and they are still actively doing this room inspection policy. I've seen other people talk about similar stuff. The question I guess I'm asking is, how do you move past that? How do you check into a Disney resort knowing that the room inspection policy was not some kind of one-time thing? This is an active policy that they do. So how do you check into any resort there and get past the idea that you're going to have these room inspections? If you say to yourself, oh well, I'll wake up really, this is a thought I had, I'll wake up really early in the morning and come back really late to the room, that way I miss them and I don't ever interact with the inspector. Number one, that's going to make me insane, and then two, I won't ever enjoy the property. So it's quite a problem at Disney, where I'm really deterred in making a room reservation there because I don't want to have a miserable experience again with the room inspection. And you know, some of you may come back and be like, I haven't had that bad of an experience with the room inspection policy. I think there's an elephant in the room, which is appearance. And I think that, you know, with girls, the more, I'm going to refer to it as stereotypical beauty, the more you fit into a certain mold, the younger you are, the prettier you are, and especially in an environment like Disney, you're going to stand out more. You're going to have more of these things happen, and you're going to be the one that someone takes a fixation to. That's the way it works. And that is unsettling, but true. And, you know, I didn't find that I was having that same level of an experience at Universal, because I found that at Universal people were thinner and better shape, and that you don't stand out as much at Universal Studios as being like literally the elephant in the room walking around. So I actually have another trip booked. That's why I'm like having all these thoughts, and it's at Universal. And even if I would go primarily to Universal Parks, in theory it would be nice to actually stay at a Disney resort and then commute, because it's not that far. But I don't really want to go through the torment again of the Disney room inspection. So yeah, that was my little thoughts on Disney and room inspections and all that. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Check out some of my other videos, and I will see you again soon in my next video, and bye.